I still remember the way the fairy lights twinkled above my brother's wedding, like they were mocking me too. The soft music, the laughter, the clinking of glasses. Everything felt beautiful on the surface, but underneath, my heart was already cracking. My name is Alina, and for as long as I can remember, I've been the disappointment in my family. While my brother Raj climbed the corporate ladder with everyone's cheers, I quietly built something of my own. I never bragged. I never explained. I just showed up, smiled, and let them believe what they wanted. That evening, I wore a simple but elegant navy blue dress, my hair pinned back the way I always wear it for important days. The moment I walked into the hall, the comments started. "Oh look, Elena's here. Still doing that little office job," my aunt said loudly, loud enough for half the table to hear. My cousin laughed. "At least she's consistent. 28 years old and still somebody's assistant, right? Must be nice having no stress." My own mother patted my shoulder with that pitying smile. "Beta, don't mind them. At least you're stable. Raj is getting married. That's what matters today." I felt every word like a tiny knife. I smiled anyway, the way I'd learned to do for years. I hugged my brother, congratulated his beautiful bride, and sat quietly at the family table while they roasted my life like it was entertainment. What they didn't know was that the little office job had taken me to boardrooms in Singapore, New York, and Dubai. They didn't know was that the company I worked for didn't just employ me. I helped build it, but I stayed silent because it was my brother's day, because I didn't want to steal his light, because deep down, a part of me still hoped they would love me, even if they never understood me. Until everything changed the moment the grand doors opened. The entire hall seemed to pause when he walked in. Tall, sharp, in a perfectly tailored black suit, silver at his temples, Mr. Arjun, CEO and founder of Vertex Global. My boss, my mentor, the man who trusted me with decisions worth hundreds of crores. He wasn't supposed to come. I had only mentioned the wedding in passing during one late-night strategy meeting. But there he was, holding a gift and scanning the room with that calm, powerful presence he carried everywhere. My family noticed him immediately. Of course they did. He looked like money, success, and power rolled into one. My aunt straightened up. My cousins whispered excitedly. My mother looked stunned. And then, he saw me. A warm, genuine smile broke across his face. He walked straight past the important guests, past the bride and groom's table, and came directly to me. The entire family watched, frozen. "Alina," he said, his voice carrying across the table. "I'm so glad I could make it." Before I could even respond, he did something I'll never forget. He gave me a respectful nod, the same nod he gives to every senior leader in our company, and said clearly, "Good evening, sir." The word landed like thunder. "Sir." My cousin's glass slipped from her hand. My aunt's mouth fell open. My mother looked like she'd been struck. Raj stared at me, completely confused. Mr. Malhotra didn't notice the shock at first. He continued warmly. "I told the team they'd have to manage without you for one evening. The Tokyo acquisition documents you prepared were flawless, as always. The board sends their regards." He placed a hand on my shoulder, the same respectful gesture he used with every executive, and added, "We're lucky to have you, truly." In that moment, every mocking laugh, every pitying look, every poor Alina comment I had endured for years shattered around me. I felt my eyes burn with tears I refused to let fall. All those nights I worked until 3 a.m. while they called me lazy. All those family functions where they introduced me as the one who couldn't make it big. All those times. My own mother told me to find a nice boy and settle down, because my career wasn't going anywhere. The betrayal cut so deep I could barely breathe. These were the people who were supposed to know me best. Instead, they had laughed at the very thing that had given me strength. I excused myself quietly and stepped outside for air. The cool night wind touched my face as the weight of years of silent pain finally broke open. I wasn't angry yet. I was just shattered. How could the people who shared my blood understand me so little? When I returned inside, the atmosphere had completely changed. My family hovered around Mr. Malhotra like moths to a flame, suddenly desperate to understand. My aunt was trying to ask what exactly I did. My cousins had gone strangely quiet. Raj pulled me aside, eyes wide with disbelief. "Alina, who are you?" he whispered. Before I could answer, Mr. Malhotra spoke again, this time loud enough for everyone to hear. "Alina is not just my head of strategic operations," he said with pride. "She's the reason Vertex Global expanded into 3 new continents last year. She's brilliant, decisive, and respected by every leader in our company. We call her Sir because she commands that kind of authority." He turned to me with a kind smile. "You should have told them, Alina. You've earned the right to be celebrated." The silence that followed was deafening. My mother's eyes filled with tears, not of pride yet, but of regret. My relatives who had laughed the loudest now looked small and embarrassed. No one knew what to say. The jokes had dried up completely. Later that night, my brother hugged me tightly. "I'm sorry," he said, voice cracking. "I should have asked. I should have seen you." My mother held my hands and whispered, "We failed you, Beta. We really failed you." I didn't gloat. I didn't throw their words back at them. I simply nodded and said, "I know. But I never needed your permission to succeed. I only needed my own." That night, I drove home alone, the city lights blurring past my window. For the first time in years, I felt truly light. The girl who had been shrinking herself to fit their small expectations was finally free. Moral reflection. Family is supposed to be your safest place, but sometimes they become the ones who break you the most. The lesson I learned is this: never dim your light so others won't feel blinded. Keep working in silence. Let your success make the noise, because one day, the same people who laughed at your journey will watch in awe as you arrive at your destination. And when that moment comes, you won't need revenge. Your quiet dignity will be the most powerful response of all. I'm Alina, and I am enough, exactly as I am. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever been underestimated by the ones who should love you most, know that you are not alone. Your time is coming. Just keep going.